I'm so sorry that we are literally seeing the unravelling of a legacy that once epitomised hope, resilience and generosity. Captain Sir Tom Moore, the war veteran whose simple act of walking 100 laps of his garden during lockdown captured the hearts of millions, raised a staggering £39 million for NHS charities. He became a national symbol of determination and selflessness in the face of adversity. Yet, the story that began as a beacon of inspiration has descended into something altogether more tawdry thanks to the greed and mismanagement, it appears, of his own family. The Charity Commission's inquiry paints a damning picture of Hannah and Colin Ingram-Moore, Captain Tom's daughter and son-in-law, who stand accused of serious and repeated misconduct in their stewardship of the Captain Tom Foundation. What was meant to perpetuate his legacy and fund vital causes was instead co-opted for personal gain. Starting with the book deal, a £1.5 million agreement signed by Hannah Ingram-Moore, ostensibly to benefit the foundation. Promotional materials heavily implied this. The reality, not a penny of that money reached the charity. When pressed by the Commission in 2022 to rectify this, the family declined. Then we come to her attempt to secure a £150,000 salary as the foundation's CEO, and the Charity Commission intervened, limiting her salary to £85,000, but even this reeks of entitlement. Add to this the £18,000 she accepted from Virgin Media for judging an award scheme purportedly in a personal capacity while holding a public charity role. The conflict of interest is glaring, as is the family's repeated disregard for ethical boundaries. Perhaps most audacious was their misuse of the charity's name to apply for planning permission for a spa, pool and home cinema on their private property, an act so brazen that it defies satire. After public outrage, the unauthorised structure was demolished, but the damage to Captain Tom's reputation had already been done. The family's defence? They accused the Charity Commission of selective storytelling, claiming they've been unfairly treated and that their health has suffered as a result. Yet their actions speak louder than their protests. From the outset, they had trademarked Captain Tom and established a private company, Club Nook, to control his intellectual property, blurring the line between personal enrichment and philanthropy. And the impact of this scandal ripples far beyond the Ingram-Moores. It diminishes the public trust in charities at a time when it's desperately needed. It tarnishes the memory of a man who stood for service and sacrifice, leaving a village once proud of its local hero grappling with embarrassment. In Marston Montaigne, where Tom's lapse took place, there's little to commemorate of his achievements. His home, no plaque. The ill-fated foundation building, now grassland, while a bench at a nearby station and a statue in Leeds remind us of his efforts, the shadow cast by his family's behaviour has dulled the shine of his legacy. What can we learn from this sorry saga? First, that integrity is the cornerstone of legacy. Captain Tom's heroism lay in its simplicity. His family's apparent greed complicated and ultimately sullied it. Second, that charity oversight needs to be rigorous. Institutions like the Charity Commission play a vital role in ensuring those entrusted with public funds remain accountable. Thirdly and lastly, we must separate Captain Tom's actions from those of his family. He inspired a nation when it needed hope most. It is not his legacy that failed. It's those closest to him who tried to exploit it. So we should remember Captain Tom for the man he was, a veteran, a fundraiser, a symbol of perseverance, and hope that his family can live up to his example.